Hello and welcome to the latest Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one, it is Midwinter, which was for the Commodore Amiga. This came out in, I can't remember when it came out, 89 I think. And it was released by Rainbird. And it was the brainchild of, I've forgotten his fucking name, Mike Singleton, that's it. I can't remember what he did before. Wasn't he Lords of Midnight bloke? I think so. Anyway, after that less than impressive introduction, so here we are on the main menu. Where you get the choice of mouse, joystick or keys. You want to play this game with mouse because the other two control methods are fucking horrible. You can also select it so that while you're playing the enemy has mortars or bombers or both. I prefer to have neither because this game is fucking difficult at the best of times. You can also select a training mode. I can't actually remember what the difference between training and non-training is. Well, we'll keep it extremely easy, so we'll stick to training mode and hopefully that will allow us to show quite a bit. Now the idea of the game is that you as Captain Stark have to find various members of the island population and form a rebellion against the dictator, whose name I've forgotten. You start in random locations, so we start here, and there are, okay, so there is Sergeant Llewellyn there, Adams is there, Cagill is there, PC Pringle is there. Various people get along with various other people, so you can't, for example, take Captain Stark and recruit everybody. This character here, Flint, for example, him and Stark, who you are, can't stand each other. So you have to recruit somebody else who will then go and recruit Flint. Now, Sergeant Llewellyn is a friend of yours, so you can recruit him. When you recruit people, you can then send them off, say recruit everybody else. You also do things like sabotaging enemy buildings. You can also snipe against enemy vehicles in the area. And it's all pretty good stuff. So we'll go through the icons then. This one here, I don't want to click it yet, but when every 2 hours, so once we reach 10 o'clock, you have to click here to get the status report, and everybody in the team synchronises watches, and off they go for the next 2 hours. On this stage, so you have the map. That's the action screen, which we'll come to in a moment. That's the screen that shows the team, which at the moment consists of just John Stark. And this cycles through each other member of the team, and that is obviously to send an SOS distress flare if you are in some serious bother. These watches show how long you have in your turn, so say that's when we have to file the next report at 8 o'clock. It's currently 6. This is your energy meter, and then on the rest of the page you have like a quick bio and his qualities and skills, and you can see that this character is pretty good at everything except sabotage. So let's head to the actions mode. Now from here you can again access the map, access the bio, access your team. Now because there is an enemy vehicle in the area, you can snipe it or you can go skiing. Now I need to go back to the map again to find out where I'm actually heading. So this white arrow here indicates where we are. So we are just outside Cold Heart Settlement. If we go to people, the first person I want to recruit then is Sergeant Llewellyn, who is here, so he is southeast of us. So that's the direction we're going to go. So let's get in the skiing mode. That green outline there is your injuries meter. As you get injured, each part of the body is highlighted and shows the injuries that they have sustained. Anyway, that noise that you can hear is an enemy vehicle in the area. The flashing lights indicates where it is relative to the position you are on the screen. In fact, if we stop and press space, that throws a grenade which destroyed it. That's not bad going. Okay, so right click starts you off skiing. Another vehicle has come along. I think because I'm in training mode, those vehicles aren't firing at us, they're just driving around being a bit of a pain in the arse. Now skiing is probably the main way of getting around the island, but it's not the only way of getting around the island. There is the Wolf, which is like a sort of motorised snow vehicle. There are also cable car stations scattered about the place, and there are also, well, you can also hang glide. Hang gliding is extremely difficult. I was never able to get to grips with it. This enemy vehicle is quite close by. To travel along, so the icons then again, so from left to right you have the picture of your character you are controlling at the moment. The next icon shows his current action, he is cross-country skiing. Then we have the energy meter, which as the red drains out, the more exhausted he becomes. We have the time, so we've been going for 34 minutes. I'm either wildly off course. There's that fucking thing that's moving around. Let's change to sniper mode and see if we can blow that fucker up. Just out of range. You can zoom in to the left and right mouse button. Zoom out again, and he's now buggered off. So let's get out of sniping mode, go back into. Actually, what I will do is check the map, because I seem to have gone a bit off course. I'm sure I did press the button for the map, but didn't seem to register, so let's try again. Right. So here I am. Okay, I'm not going south east enough. So that's where I need to get. So I'm quite a way away. Let's close the map. Now, if your view has the possibility of going seriously tits up, if I can't show too much about it, I'll say from the get-go, I think this game is fucking brilliant. I love this game, but I'm not sure if I'm going to show it in a particularly good light. Anyway, let's carry on with these icons then from left to right. After the time then is obviously your speedometer. Next is the image that shows the gradient of hill that you are trying to traverse. Next to that is like your compass. The like circle thing beneath it is showing you if you're going in a straight line or how hard you are turning. And then finally the mini-map. So in order to start skiing, you left click and then you push the mouse forward to increase your speed. If you're cross-country skiing or skiing uphill, then it depends on how good your skiing abilities are, but really 16 mile an hour is about as good as you're going to do. Doing cross-country skiing really does exhaust you, so your energy levels plummet. As you can see, my energy levels are not that good. What I really need is to find some small settlement somewhere. We're now into Easter Hills. There's a small building there. Can I get there before my energy runs out? If your energy runs out, you collapse, and then you are in real trouble. And because my bloke is a pretty good skier, Captain John Stark, I may just make it. It's going to really be touch and go though. See, it's there, but you can also see that my energy is now very low and I'm on the point of collapsing. So I'm going to have to exit the ski mode and rest. So yeah, I still have 41 minutes, but I can't really do anything. So, you know, that's the situation report. So heat mines, I have 16, which means it looks like the enemy have taken one of the heat mines. We haven't destroyed anything other than a single enemy vehicle. This is what the enemy has. So they have 5 prisoners, and they hold 8 factories, 7 synth plants, 5 warehouses, 3 radio stations, 32 mobile units, and they have over 4,000 mobile vehicles. Alright, so watch this synchronise. My energy is back up to top, so let's get moving again. When it loads. And this game does only come on one disc, and when you see what's in it, so that's how close I was. There's the building that I was trying to approach. I don't really think there's much point going there now. So we continue southeast. Looks like we are somewhat close to a cable car station, so I can show you that mode of transport. Well, because we are going to now be heading uphill quite a bit, so we're heading quite high into the mountains, it means that progress is quite slow. So let's go on with the review then. Graphically, I think the game's great. The scenery is well done. The graphics on the various vehicles are well put together, as they are on the buildings. know, it's all pretty good stuff. Now, is that the building that I need in the background there? So I'm just approaching. Yes, it is. Right, so if we stop here, exit, this should give us a chance to rest a bit. But most importantly, it gives us a chance to enter the building. Now we can choose to hang glide from here, which, as I say, I'm hopeless at doing, or we can resume skiing, or we can go into the cable car, which is what we're going to do, and take a trip down to the bottom of this particular mountain, which gets us closer to Sergeant Llewellyn, who we are going to try and recruit. But I can tell you straight away, you will recruit him. Now, while you're in the cable car, you have various views. You can, well, obviously the main view is ahead. You can look behind, you can look left, and you can look right. But the cable car journey itself just consists of basically sitting there and enjoying the ride. But it does mean that you are able to cover a reasonable area, not a vast area, but it's a reasonable size, and do it without risk of injury or without exhausting yourself anymore. So that's the cable car journey done. So we are now in this particular area. Let's check the map again. You can see my energy level's gone back up again because of the amount of rest I had. And Sergeant Llewellyn, who I want to recruit, is now pretty close. He's just there. So we'll soon have the recruitment screen. We'll ski over towards that destination. So anyway, back to the review. I think graphically it's superb. Sound effects are not its strong point. There's no music at all. What sound is in the game is purely functional. It's not you know, it's not revolutionizing the world of Amiga audio by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, it works, does its job. And gameplay wise, I think the gameplay is fucking superb. I love this game. I have done from the moment I first got it. I bought this game pretty soon after its release, and I just thought it was great, and I still do. I still play this game relatively often these days. I wouldn't say, you know, I played it, you know, as much as I did back in the day, but I still, you know, like giving it a go. It has a lot of replayability, I think. Largely because you start in random locations, so there's no guarantee that wherever you start one go, that's where you're going to start next time. So here we are then, we're arriving in this settlement. Right, so let's see what's here. Right, so we can now enter the buildings. Now there is a store where we can resupply. If it goes in, so we can resupply. That means that we now have the ability to sabotage because we have explosives. You can eat to regain some strength. I won't do that just yet though, because I want the maximum time with my next recruit. So we have old Sergeant Llewellyn is in here. Oh bollocks, enemy held. I think the only way then that I can do anything about that is if, well, first of all, let's see, get our strength up. So that uses half an hour. Now, it will take half an hour to destroy this building, which is now rigged up. So let's detonate it. Alright, so is that now enough? Oh, I've run out of time. So, right, synchronise watches, here we go. Right, so we now have another 2 hours. Let's see what's here. So, into the ruin, there is Sergeant Llewellyn. So, Captain Stark explains about the invasion of the three villages and asks for help in resisting General Master's army. Click on him. Just try and stop me. We'll show them, smiles Sergeant Llewellyn. So, he is now on your side. And now, if you go to your team, you have yourself here, Captain Stark, and you have Sergeant Llewellyn, where you can see that his qualities and skills are nowhere near as good as your first character, Stark. His sabotage is a bit better, but you know, Stark's was atrocious. So, what we shall do now then is Stark can go to the garage and he can take the wolf, the transport, the snow vehicle there. This is the next method of getting around the island. Now, actually what I need to do is first of all bring up the map again, because I need to check to see who I'm going to recruit next. Now that's Flint. He hates Stark and Llewellyn, so he will have nothing to do with it. I need someone else to recruit him. I could go and recruit PC Pringle, but that means coming right the way down. What I really wanted was Sergeant Llewellyn to do that. But yeah, Sergeant Llewellyn will do that one. Well, I've got the choice now of Cahill, Adams, PC Muller. Well, I can't go as the crow flies to get Cahill. I've got to go around it, because otherwise this mountain area, even in the wolf, it's too much. So we're going to have to head east, and you will notice that unsurprisingly the wolf transport is a lot faster than just regular skiing. Right, so off we go. Here we are doing about 75 mile an hour. It averages about 80 mile an hour in this thing. If you can keep it relatively flat, then you shouldn't have too much trouble as far as getting around pretty quickly. You can also see this vehicle has 3 different missile types. 6 of one, 8 of another, and 5 of another. And I describe them in that way because I can't remember which is which. Now with the display here, it's all again pretty much your standard stuff. There's the character portrait, the mini-map, there's your speedometer, there's the info showing the gradients of the hill, then there's the compass, there's your energy meter, which doesn't really change while you're in here. Below your energy meter is the fuel of this particular vehicle. It does have quite a bit of fuel actually, you don't really need to worry too much. chances are this vehicle will crash before you run out of fuel. And then next to that is the timer. So we are straying. I want to start heading north-east. I don't really want to be going into the high mountains too much. So anyway, I've covered graphics and I've covered general sound. So next, general gameplay, and I think the gameplay is fantastic. It is a strategy game but with action sequences, and it's fantastic. It is a sort of combination, if you like, of turn-based strategy with some first-person shooter elements. And I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with a combination like that, surely. The game is superb. I loved this game from the moment I first got it, and we've crashed. Too steep a drop. This means that Stark will be injured in some way. We'll find out how badly, because we now need to start skiing. No, in fact, he managed to escape uninjured, which is surprising. We've covered a reasonable distance, but now we are sort of stuck in the middle of nowhere, really. So yeah, I think gameplay-wise it's superb. The strategy may be relatively simple, relatively basic, but I mean, how is that a bad thing? I don't see that being an issue. I'm not showing this game at its best. Doing a short-ish video review means that I don't, you know, I'm not going to be able to show this game at its best. But I can't recommend it highly enough. I give this game 9.5 out of 10. It's brilliant. So we're now into GARCIA Valley. There are some settlements here, or at least some buildings here. One of them is where Flint is, but he won't help you, he doesn't want to know. Should be a building around here somewhere. Getting quite close to it. There it is. Right, so let's see what's here. Ah, there's the cat. Now the cat is not quite as good as the wolf for these light snowmobiles, but I'll certainly take it. If I have any criticism towards this game, it's the fact that the amount of disk accessing does slow it down a bit. That can't really be helped. Bloody hell, I've way overshot where I'm meant to be going. Right, so now I want to head northeast. That's where I want to go. Snowstorm Valley Settlement. But I mean, considering that all of this game comes on a single disc, you know, they fitted a hell of a lot onto just, you know, the one floppy disk. So they've done a decent job. You can't say they haven't. I am not sure that this vehicle is going to last the journey, because we've got to go through some pretty hefty climbs here. Be careful not to run into any trees. They really don't do you any favours. See, we're heading over some pretty high mountains, which means we could now be heading into quite a drop, because we're now in Snowstorm Pass. Pretty deep crunches that, and yeah, we took far too steep a dive and crashed. That's the second time I've crashed with this character, so surely he's taken some injuries now. He's still got 25 minutes in which he can act. Yeah, he is in a bit of a bad way. So this affects how well he can ski. In fact, it affects how well he can do anything. So what I think I will do is, it's not really a good idea to just go straight on and try and go over that extremely tall peak there. But let's see if we can find this building that's close by and stop there for a bit. There it is. It is just a small building. Let's take a look what's there. Let's see if we can rest. Yep, it's just a shelter, but if he sleeps there, we'll get his energy up, but he's now run out of time. Now, that's not the end of the go, because of course you synchronise watches with Sergeant Llewellyn. So at 10 past 10, for his time, he is now able to do all sorts of stuff. So if we go to the map for him, so while Stark was off doing his stuff, like crashing snowmobiles, at the same time, this is what Llewellyn would have been doing. He's going to head south, southwest towards PC Pringle. Hopefully there will be another wolf in the garage. Actually, I'll tell you something else he can do is stock up on supplies, except it looks like they've all gone. Oh, that's annoying. Right. So we can repair, there was another vehicle here which has been repaired. It's taken a fucking long time to do it, but we have another wolf available. So he's going to be heading south, and you've got a relatively rough idea of what to do with this in this game now. It's say it's just a very brief taste of it. I can't show you too much in a quick review like this. But so to recap, graphically I think it's great. Sound is no great shakes, but I mean it does the job, and in terms of gameplay, it's fantastic. It's a decent strategy game, as I crash yet again. Yeah, it's a decent strategy game with some action scenes, and it all binds together pretty well. So that is a quick look at Midwinter. 9.5 out of 10. I think the game is fucking brilliant, and I recommend that you give this a go. So that brings this video to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.